Small Stories from Life Part 10. Here is the first story. Accept yourself in every aspect. Accepting yourself in every aspect, good or bad, helps you feel more comfortable and compassionate with yourself. When you act or feel insecure, instead of pretending that you can do it, you can look at the truth and tell yourself that you are feeling scared, but it is okay. If you are feeling a little jealous, greedy or angry, instead of denying those feelings, you can acknowledge them. This will help you move past them quickly and rise above them. No one is perfect, and when you know how to acknowledge the imperfect parts of yourself, you will gradually feel the good things, the wonderful aspects of yourself that you never realized. Accepting yourself as a whole is like saying to yourself, I may not be perfect, but I love myself. At that time, if the bad aspects appear, you can see them and take measures to improve instead of judging yourself harshly. Try treating yourself with more kindness and compassion. Thanks for listening.
Followed by the second story, Wake Up Early. Many people today have very rushed lives. They start their day by rushing to get a cup of coffee and rush out the door to go to work. After working all day, they come home tired. Even for those who do not have to go to work, the same thing often happens. They wake up just in time to prepare everything for the children, do housework and so on. They hardly have time for themselves or do anything else. But whether it is working, taking care of the family or both, we are too tired to enjoy the rest of the day. Then to cure fatigue, you often come to the conclusion that you should sleep as much as possible, so most of your free time is spent sleeping. Another way to look at your fatigue is to see that unmet needs, as well as feeling overwhelmed together contribute to that fatigue and is contrary to common logic. Less sleep and more time for yourself may be all you need to combat fatigue. An hour or two of personal time before the day begins is a great way to improve your life. I usually wake up early before the rest of my family does, about an hour or two. I spend that time every day doing yoga, meditating, writing, and reading a chapter or two of any book I like. Sometimes I just sit still for a few minutes, and almost every day I take a short break to watch the sunrise. It's the quietest time of the day I give myself. Thank you for listening.
Be flexible with unexpected changes. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and sometimes you have a full schedule but suddenly things turn out differently. What do? Give up or stick to the original plan? In some ways, we are often told that to be successful, you need to be persistent. However, our lack of flexibility in our behavior can also cause a lot of stress for ourselves and often make others angry. There are countless scenarios in which our plans suddenly change, things we thought would happen don't happen, someone doesn't deliver on their promise, you earn less money than you expected, someone changes your plans without your consent, you have less time than expected, etc. To solve this problem, answer the question of what is really most important. We often justify that our disappointment when plans change is natural. However, it depends on your priorities. If you think helping others or spending more time with your children is more important, then you should boldly change your plans. You can never anticipate everything in your plans, the problem is how skillful you are in adapting to change. When you aim to become more flexible in all situations that may arise, you will notice that great things start to happen to you. You will feel more relaxed without affecting your work efficiency. You can even work at a higher efficiency because you do not need to waste energy on worry or sadness. I am starting to believe that even if my plans are slightly or even completely changed, I will still complete most of my work on time, meet most of my goals, and honor my responsibilities. Especially, people around me will feel as comfortable as you do. They will no longer have to be careful about the future if for some reason your plans are changed. Thank you for listening.
Followed by the fourth story, Do One Thing at a Time. One time while driving on the freeway, I saw a man who was peeling vegetables, drinking coffee, and reading the newspaper while driving. It was perfect. I thought to myself because that same morning I was trying to find a suitable example to illustrate the insanity of our chaotic world. Do you often try to do many things at once? We have cordless phones that were created to make life more convenient, but in some ways they also make us busier for a long time. My wife and I went to a friend's house for dinner and noticed that she was talking on the phone, opening the door, cooking, and changing her baby's diaper. Many of us tend to do the same thing when we are talking to someone and our minds are elsewhere, or when we are trying to do 3 or 4 things at once. When you take on too many things, you can't concentrate or do anything well. Not only do you lose the joy of working, but also become much less focused and less effective. You can try an interesting exercise. Do only one thing at a time, whether it's washing dishes, making a phone call, driving, playing with your children, chatting with your spouse, or reading the newspaper. Try to focus on just one thing, pay attention and concentrate on the task at hand. You will notice 2 benefits. First, you will really enjoy your work even if it's just a trivial task like washing dishes or cleaning the house, without being distracted, and secondly, you will be surprised at how quickly and effectively you can do it. You can try it right now to feel the difference from the excitement of focusing on one thing at a time. Thank you for listening.
Followed by the 5th story, relaxation. We often hear about the concept of relaxation, but do we really understand the true meaning of the 2 words relaxation? Many people mistakenly think that relaxation means something you will save to do later, when you are lying on a hammock on vacation, when you are retired, or when you have finished everything. From that, of course, it can be inferred that most of the remaining time you live in a hurry and anxiety. One reason that people often justify themselves is that they are afraid that when they relax, they will waste time, while life is pressing and constantly moving. This is a misconception that when we are mentally stressed and have more urgent work, that is when we need to relax the most, because that is when we need clarity and lucidity to solve problems. If you solve everything in stress when your mind is too full of work, even if you complete it, the efficiency and quality will probably not be the best. And only relaxation is the way for you to let your creativity fly, stimulate your spirit and inspire new successes. I also experienced stressful moments when I forced myself to complete the manuscript pages while having no inspiration to write. But the harder I tried, the more stuck I felt in ideas and words. Until I let myself relax comfortably, everything suddenly flowed and became easier. Don't try to fight stress by forcing and urging. Learn to relax your mind. That is also the way for you to face the stressful life today. Here we would like to end this story. Thanks for listening. Hello and see you again in Small Stories of Life Part 11.